All right, let's dive right in. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on something that feels like it's straight out of sci-fi, but is getting incredibly easy to do. Building your very own AI with its own unique personality. And we're going to use a really fascinating little project as our guide. So let's just start with a huge question. What if you could literally design an AI's personality from the ground up? Not just use one, but actually decide how it behaves, how it talks, the kind of character it has. This isn't just a hypothetical, you know? It's the core idea we're digging into today. And to figure that out, we're going to dissect a project called a Waifu chatbot. Now, the term waifu, it comes from internet culture, basically referring to a favorite fictional character. But this project uses that idea as a perfect kind of bite-sized example of the building blocks you'd need to create any kind of custom AI app.
Okay, so let's get into it, starting with the big picture view. Before we get into any of the code, what exactly are we even looking at here?
So at its core, this project is a command line app. That means instead of clicking on fancy buttons, you're interacting with it in a simple text window. Think of it like an old-school chat room. You type something, and it types back, creating this simulated conversation with a character whose personality you get to choose. And it's all powered by Google's Gemini AI.
And this is where the real fun begins. You get to define the AI's entire vibe by picking from these classic character archetypes. And these aren't just labels, right? They're basically different behavioral programs. So, for example, if you pick Tsundere, you get a character who's all tough and prickly on the outside, but is secretly super caring. Or you could go a Dere for an AI that's just sweet and affectionate from the get-go. Each choice loads a totally different set of instructions.
Now, you can interact with your new AI friend in a couple of ways. The first one, interactive mode, is pretty much what you'd expect. You type a message, the AI character responds. Simple. But then there's auto mode, and this is where things get a little wild. In this mode, the AI plays both roles. It generates a user's message and then generates the character's response to that message. It's basically having a conversation with itself. Oh, and for all you developers out there, there's also this super handy third option called Gemini mode. This basically gives you a direct line to the AI model itself, so you can test out your prompts without any of the extra chat stuff getting in the way. It's really useful for fine-tuning. All right, time to pop the hood. We've seen what it does, but now let's get into the how. We're going to look at the code structure to really understand how this whole thing is bolted together. This table is like the perfect roadmap for the whole project. Think of main.py as the key in the ignition. It starts everything up. Cli.py is your dashboard. It reads all the settings you chose, like which personality and what chat mode you want. The modes folder, well, that holds the different playbooks for auto versus interactive mode. And the real engine room is GeminiUtilities.py. That file handles every single conversation with the powerful Gemini AI. And here it is. This is the secret sauce. This one sentence, taken right from the code, is pretty much everything. It's called a system prompt, and it's the main instruction we give the AI. It literally tells the model who it is and how it should act. By just swapping out that personality variable, you change the entire character. It is that simple, and also that incredibly powerful. Okay, but AI isn't perfect, right? We've all seen it. Sometimes a model might just get stuck and echo what you said, or it might give a totally nonsensical answer. So, how does a simple project like this handle that problem?
The answer is actually super elegant and simple. There's this little function called generate with retry. It sends the prompt to Gemini, then it takes a look at the response. If it's junk, like if the AI is just repeating the input, the function basically says nope, waits a couple seconds, and just tries again. It's a simple fix that makes the chatbot feel way more robust without needing a ton of complicated code.
So, we've seen the concept, we've peeked under the hood at the code. Now let's zoom back out to the big picture. Why does a small command line project like this actually matter in the grand scheme of things?
Because it's a launch pad. It's a starting point. Just look at this list of potential upgrades the developers themselves thought of. Things like adding a real graphical interface, making it better at tracking topics, or even giving it a memory so it can remember past conversations. This isn't meant to be the final polished product. It's a blueprint.
And that's really the crucial point here. By understanding how this one small project works, you're actually learning the fundamental pattern for building almost any modern AI app. It all comes down to a clean structure, a powerful AI model like Gemini, and that clever prompt engineering we saw that shapes the AI's entire behavior. And that just leaves us with one final thought. We've seen how just a few lines of code and one clear instruction can give an AI a unique personality. As this technology gets even more accessible, the question isn't really if we can build custom AI companions anymore, it's what kind we should build. So, what kind of AI would you create?